welcome you into a hot and muggy evening here in Clarinda, Iowa, as we get ready for some Mink League baseball here on a very hot, very humid night. I'm already sweating just sitting in my chair, and the game has yet to even begin. My name is Seth Morey. I will be taking you through this one. Obviously, some new graphics up on the screen. If you're not familiar, you should get familiar. This is how it should be for the rest of the season, at least at the home games. We will cover a few away games this season, but for right now, it is all home games this year. The Clarinda A's coming into this one 3-0, undefeated on the young season for them. They have played the least amount of games within the Mink League due to rainouts and difficulties finding opponents throughout the start of this season. There should have been about 6 matchups already, but only just 3 games have been played for the A's, and the 4th set to be played here tonight against the visiting Carroll Merchants, who come into this game 5-3. Now, if you'll remember, last week the A's went on the road to Carroll to go play the Merchants, and they were able to come up with a 9th inning upset victory. The A's were down by a score in the top of the 9th inning, backs against the wall, and it was Mr. Cole Baumgart that knocked one into left field. That was then an error on the left fielder that was able to score a couple of runs and take the lead in the top of the 9th inning. So the A's have been off to a hot start. They're 3-0. We'll see if they can keep that up today. It's a Mink League matchup here in Clarinda. We'll be back with more in just a moment. here in Clarinda as we get ready to start this one out. It'll be the A's defending and the Merchants batting. We'll look at the starting lineup first for the visiting Carroll Merchants. So the Merchants will have the right fielder Sam Weller leading off. Right behind him, the left fielder Martin Smith. Behind him, the center fielder Drew Owen. Followed up there by the fourth batter, the first baseman Jack Lutheran. Then the fifth, the third baseman Carter Storty. At the sixth position, it's Austin Anderson, designated hitting. Then batting seventh, Austin Gabrielson. He's playing shortstop. Batting eighth, it's Wilmer Martinez at the second base position. And then catching is number 2, Evan Martinez. On the mound today for the Merchants is Aiden Shrunk. Now we'll look towards the starting lineup for your Clarinda A's. The Athletics coming into this game 3-0. They're led off by the center fielder Andrew Young. Right behind him, the right fielder tonight, Cooper Knight. We see Knight a lot in left field. Right field is the nod for Cooper tonight. And then the designated hitter Sean Bazemore batting in the 3-hole spot. Right behind him, it's Clarinda's own Cole Baumgart playing at his shortstop position. Following him up in left field is Oscar Uhas. Behind him is John Petrie at first base. Behind John is the catcher Gavin Harrington, Batting eighth is the third baseman Andy Gill. And then finally batting ninth is the second baseman tonight, Cooper Eberly. John Lent is on the mound to start the game for the 3-0 A's as he will start this one off against the leadoff hitter, Sam Weller, for the Merchants. So Weller will bat from the left side of the batter's box. And Lent will ready, kick and fire as the first pitch is fouled off for strike one. Lent starting the game today. He's often coming in relief starting. You know, that's kind of something that you see in a league like this. A lot of starters, relievers kind of multitasking around that bullpen, trying to build a bullpen as that one's strike two. Nice pitch from Lent. So quickly 0-2 against Sam Weller. Weller, the leadoff man. Once again, he's playing right field tonight. Trying to get something started here for the 5-3 Merchants. Pitch from Lent is just low and inside. Nice pitch, though, for ball one. Lent readies. He'll fire. That one swung on and missed. An awkward swing there from Sam Weller, and he will go down on strikes. And a strikeout starts the game for John Lent on the mound. So now the left fielder, Martin Smith, will stand in. He stands in from the right side of the batter's box to face Lent. That one's low and outside for ball one. The Merchants wearing their digital camo blue and gray uniforms with the white numerals and white letters on the front. Gray pants for them. Liking the digital camo looks, definitely unique. So that one's low and in the dirt. A's, of course, in their all blue uniforms with the red sleeves, the classics, new uniforms this year. So now quickly 2-0 against Smith. Pitch from Lent. That one swung on and fouled off towards the right side. That one will just miss going into the Little League Park next to us. And the count will turn to 2-1. Thank you for joining this broadcast. Just you watching supports the Clarinda A's, even though you're from afar, can't make it to the ballpark, or it's just too hot outside for you, which I don't blame you, as that one's going to be a line shot towards left field for a base hit. A nice piece of hitting there for Martin Smith as he follows up the strikeout of Sam Weller with a nice knock towards left field. It'll be a runner on first for the Merchants. So now the center fielder, Drew Owen, will come in to bat from the left side. Another favorable matchup for the Merchants. All outfield, 1, 2, 3. Right field followed by left field, then center. Here's the first pitch from Lent. That one's low and inside. It gets by the catcher, Harrington. And advancing to second will be Martin Smith. So good awareness there on the base paths. And now a runner quickly in scoring position for the Merchants. The Merchants seemed like they had it all figured out in the first meeting between the A's and Carroll. It was Cole Bumgart that got the fire started there in the top of the ninth to bring the A's back from behind to win that one. That one's just outside for ball 2. So 2-0, once again behind to start the count, this time against Drew Owen. It was in a 2-1 count whenever Martin Smith got his base knocked to left field, now moved up on the pass ball. That pitch is just outside for ball 3. That one was close. Dugout wanted the strike, but lest it's 3-0. Wind blowing out towards left center field very softly. I wish there was a little bit more wind for how humid it is, and that one's low and inside for ball 4. So it's 4-pitch walk from Lent. Now runners on first and second with the 4-hole hitter due up in Jack Lutheran. So Lutheran, the righty, will take his cuts against Lent with an opportunity to score the game's first run here in the top of the first inning. Smith gets his lead off second. He's going to go towards third. That one looked like it hit the end of the bat and went foul, and it sure did. That pitch was behind the batter, Lutheran. Didn't quite get his bat down, something that they try to teach you. It's hard to react quick enough to get that bat down as that ball's coming in behind you and it hit the end of his bat and cost Carroll Merchants possibly a stolen base. Well, probably a stolen base with the way that pitch was thrown. So now 0-1 against Lutheran. Pitch from Lent. That one swung on and fouled off towards our right side. So quickly 0-2 now. It's a great situation if you're Lent. You got one down in the inning, struck out the first batter and Sam Weller. Now you're going to look for a ball on the ground, see if you can't get out of this inning. Runners on first and second. Pitch from Lent. That one swung on and missed. It was a low outside slider from John Lent, and he struck out the 4-hole hitter, Jack Lutheran. So now enter Carter Storty. As now he's got to try to operate with 2 down here in the top of the first. He's got a couple of runners on base. Big opportunity here early for Carroll. We'll see if they can capitalize. Lent trying to get out of this one. Lent checks on the runner at second. Now he'll fire home to Storty. That one's just outside for ball 1. Lent's missed some here in this first inning. I wouldn't say that they're bad misses. A couple pitches got away, but overall a strong start. We'll see if he can get out of this, though. 1-0 pitch. That one's low and in the dirt. Nice job by Harrington behind the plate to get in front of it and block it from going to the backstop. Now 2-0 the count. Runner on second is Martin Smith. Runner on first is Drew Owen. Owen reached on a walk, and Smith reached on a single. Here's the pitch to Storty. That one's low and outside. Now 3-0 again. Just need strikes here from Lent. It's a hot, humid day here in Clarinda. I've definitely experienced better days here. But nonetheless, it's what the teams have to work with. That pitch from Len is swung on in line towards Baumgart at second, or excuse me, at short. He'll go the short way to second for the out. So it's Baumgart to Eberle to end the top of the first inning. John Lentz able to get out of a small jam. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Clarinda Athletics YouTube channel. Back here in Clarinda, it'll be the leadoff batter, Andrew Young, to start this one off for the A's. One eye and outside towards Young. For ball number one. Once again on the mound, it's Aiden Shrunk, for the Merchants. Righty on the mound, lefty at the plate in Young. That pitch towards Young is bunted foul towards the left side. Now 1-1 the count. A lot of speed for Andrew Young. That's why he's trying to bunt here in the leadoff spot. Try and give the A's a base runner if he can. So 1-1 now the count. Bunt still on the board for Young. Third baseman playing in on the grass. That one's outside. 2-1. Carter Story, the third baseman, right now on the fringe of the grass. He'll move in more, though, as we near the pitch. Trying to play against that bunt. 2-1 pitch from Shrunk. That one's in there for strike two. It's a nice pitch from Shrunk. Young was trying to act like he was going to offer at it. I don't think he had any intention of doing it. And now 2-2. Pitch from Shrunk. That one's just low and outside for ball three. Great take there by Young. We saw a very similar pitch thrown by John Lent in the first inning. That was also a ball, so good consistency so far to start out for the home plate umpire today. So now count is full against Young. Shrunk trying to put him away to start the game for the Merchants. Here's the pitch. That one swung on and smacked towards center field. The center fielder, Owen, going back, and he will have the catch. And that will be the first out of the inning. Drew Owen couldn't quite get a good gauge on that ball right off the bat. He kind of stood there for a little while. And finally went back there near the wall, I would say, not quite to the warning track, to make the catch. So now it'll be the right fielder, Cooper Knight, batting in the two-hole spot tonight. his first pitch is from Shrunk. That one's high and outside. No chance that he offers at that. Cooper Knight, one of the returning A's this season. He plays at Angelo State in Texas. He's a sophomore there. A little bit more experience under his belt now as he will see the next pitch from Shrunk. That one's in there. 1-1 now the count. You'll see a lot during the game, the A's squaring to bunt. A's are definitely not a home run crew. Not that they can't hit home runs, but a lot of small ball played here by Ryan Eberle's squad. 1-1 pitch. That one's just high and outside for ball 2. Once again, we thank you for joining us here on the Clarinda A's YouTube live stream here. The 3-0 A's taking on the 5-3 Carroll Merchants. 2-1 pitch from Shrunk. That one swung on and fouled back our way. It'll be playable for the catcher, Martinez, and he makes the grab for the second out. Nice job there behind the plate from Evan Martinez. It's harder than you might think to throw that mask that he has on there at the catcher's position aside and find the ball and make the catch. It's very, very difficult. He's able to do it, make it look flawless right there. So 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. That'll be Sean Bazemore, the designated hitter. Batting third as he rips one towards the shortstop, Gabrielson. He will fire towards first. 1 pitch, 1 out. That will end the first inning as we go to the top of the second. Our score, 0-0 here in Clarinda. Back with more in just a moment. Back here in Clarinda as we get ready for the top of the second inning. The leadoff hitter for the Carroll Merchants, standing in from the right side of the plate. So Austin Anderson takes strike 1. John Lent had a little bit of a rocky start in the first inning, but he was able to hone his craft there in the first as he had a couple runners on base and was able to get that ground ball out from Carter Storty. That pitch was high, though. 1-1 now the count. Pitch from Lent. That one's way outside. 2-1 now. So 2-1 count here in the top of the second inning. 0-0 our score. Here's the pitch from Lent. That one goes up over the head of Anderson. He ducks out of the way and will now sit in the driver's seat firmly in a 3-1 count. Lent once again behind in the count. fielder Andrew Young is playing very shallow, as that one's going to be sliced towards right field. Running towards his right side is Knight. He slides and cannot make the grab, and he will throw it in and hold Anderson to a single. I believe that they will score that as a hit, and they do. It was a great effort there in right by Cooper Knight, but was unable to come up with the catch. It took a slide. Couldn't quite snag that one, so it's a nice hit by Austin Anderson, and he will give way to Austin Gabrielson, shortstop. Here's the first pitch from Lent. That one swung on and smashed towards left field. It's going to hang up in the air, though, enough for Uhas to make a play on it in left for the first out of the inning. That one was hit very, very hard towards left. Luckily, just hung up for the A's. And Uhas was able to make the catch. So now Wilmer Martinez, the second baseman, will stand in to face Lent for the first time. He's got a runner on first in Austin Anderson. Lent kicks and fires. That one's just low for ball one. Lent just got his first out of the inning on the flyout from Gabrielson. Runner on first is Austin Anderson. He had a fly ball towards right land for a hit as that one swung on and fouled off straight backward for strike one. That one's just outside, but they're going to call it a strike. I thought that one was just a little bit outside, but it was in there for strike two. It was a nice pitch there from Lent. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one's in the dirt, and it's going to get past the catcher, Harrington. Moving up to second is Austin Anderson. I have turned my microphone up a little bit. Tell me if that's a little bit better. I know we're having difficulties hearing me in the live stream chat. So just say that you love A's baseball if you can hear me. 2-2 pitch from Lent. That one's low. It'll be 3-2 now. Count full. Three-two pitch from Lent is going to be just low and outside. And that will walk another batter. The third walk issued by Lent. That'll put on Wilmer Martinez at first, and that'll bring up Evan Martinez to the plate, the catcher. Runner on second is Austin Anderson. Now at first is Wilmer Martinez. Couple of runners on with just one down here in the bottom of the second. That one's going to be low for ball one. That one's outside. It's going to get away from Harrington, and the runners will advance into scoring position. So now runners on second and third for the catcher, Evan Martinez. He's got a great opportunity here as it'll be Gavin Harrington going out towards the mound to speak with Lent. So now with Lent reset on the mound. In a 2-0 count, he's behind on Evan Martinez with a couple runners in scoring position and just one down here in the top of 2. That pitch is in there for strike one. Nice pitch there at the top of the zone. I believe that you guys should be able to hear me now, everybody watching on the stream. Turning it up a little bit, going through some difficulties as that one's going to plunk the catcher, Evan Martinez, and now the bases are juiced with just one down. Lent is upset with himself for letting that one get away. He didn't mean to. And now we're going to have time and a conversation on the mound with John Lent. Glad we could fix it, folks.
A's fans, this past week we had A's youth camp. We had over 100 kids.
First people to say that you want to hear me.
Attending youth camp.
A lot of people get annoyed at the voice, but it's all right.
Congratulations, guys, all the guys and girls who came to youth camp.
So one down here in the top of the second inning. Again, the A's 3-0 in this one. And coming into this one, the Merchants are 5-3. We appreciate everybody joining us for some Clarinda A's baseball here on a beautiful Friday night in Clarinda. A little hot and humid, a little sweaty, but that's all right. We're getting through it. Wind calmly blowing out towards left field, and now the bases are juiced, and John Lent is in a bit of a pickle. Leadoff hitter Weller is up, and he will check swing, foul ball down the left field line. So 0-1 quickly. Remember, Weller struck out swinging in his first at-bat to start the game for Lent. That was his strong start, and then now he's got some traffic on the bases. Pitch from Lent. That one's in there for strike two. Lent is attacking the leadoff hitter, Sam Weller. Oh, 2 count. Lent trying to put away the leadoff hitter in Weller. That one's just outside. 1-2 now the count. I will say that pitch right there has been called a ball all night. That's about the third time I believe we've seen it. It's been a ball all 3 times. Consistency is key whenever you're behind the plate. Home plate umpire doing a nice job tonight. So 1-2. Lent trying to get a big strike out here. Here's the pitch. That one swung on and fouled off towards the left side into the parking lot. And we'll do it again. So 1-2. Bases juiced. A lot of opportunity here for Weller. Can he capitalize? Lent trying to put him away. 1-2 pitch. That one swung on and missed. That pitch was near the dirt inside to Weller, and he will strike out for the second time tonight. He's 0 for 2, and a huge strikeout and a big moment from John Lent. Now there's 2 down with Martin Smith up to bat. He had a single back in the first into left field. If he does that here, at least 2 runs are going to score. But now 2 outs and a much better situation for Lent. Bases still loaded, though. That pitch is going to be low and in the dirt. Nice job by Harrington. Keep his body in front of it. 1-0. Martin Smith trying to wreck this score and kick off our game on the scoreboard. That pitch is in there for strike 1. Martin Smith didn't exactly like it. That one was close there on the high inside corner for strike 1. So count evened up at 1 apiece. Pitch from Lent. That one's outside. It's going to get past the catcher, Harrington. He's going to get up and jog after it towards the backstop, and 1 run will score on a pitch that got away from John Lent. I'm not exactly keeping score of the wild pitches or passed balls, however you want to score each one of those. But I believe that there are 3 so far tonight. We're not quite through 2. So our first run of the game comes off of a wild pitch from John Lent. So now runners in scoring position at second and third. Here's the pitch to Smith. That one's high and inside. 3-1 now the count. Technically, Lent can afford to walk Smith here with first base now open after the wild pitch, but obviously you'd love if he just goes after him and attacks him here. We'll see what he does. 3-1 pitch from Lent. That one's just low and inside for ball 4. So another walk and a free pass issued to the Merchants. Merchants coming into this game 5-3 on the season. They've been really solid at getting base runners. They've been even better at driving them in. So right now the Athletics just trying to keep them at bay. Bases now juiced again. You've got a not so favorable matchup at the plate with the center fielder Drew Owen batting from the left side. That pitch is swung on and fouled off towards the left side. We're going to hope that that did not hit my vehicle. Believe it came close, but I don't see any broken windows, which is always good news. So 0-1 the count. Pitch from Lent to Owen. That one's low and inside. Good job by Harrington behind the plate to block that one. Just in the second inning here, but Harrington has been on his toes behind the plate, trying to help out his pitcher with his control. 1-1 pitch. That one swung on and smashed right back up the middle. It's going to be a base hit. Young gathers it in time and gets it in before 2 runs score, but it is a RBI single for Drew Owen. So just 1 run scored. It was a sharp base hit there right up the middle. I do have to say, a Carroll fan just before that ball was hit said, "Give it a ride." That's exactly what he did. He smashed that one right back up the middle. It was tattooed. And now it'll be the 4-hole hitter and first baseman Jack Lutheran. He's got a chance with the bases loaded as that one's high and tight for ball 1. If you missed it, maybe didn't hear about it, last night the Clarinda A's went out to Kirksville to play the North Missouri Natties. A's won that game in 7 innings. It was a blowout victory, and Braden Olson, the catcher, had a grand slam in the first. That one swung on and fouled back our way into the netting for strike 1. Olson's grand slam in the first inning of yesterday's game against the Natties was the first home run for the A's this season. If that tells you anything about how the A's play, being 3-0 and only having 1 home run, and this team's able to manufacture runs and just hit the baseball. Doesn't take a whole lot. Doesn't take that firepower that a lot of people see on television. So 1-1 the count here against Lutheran. Here's the pitch from Lent. That one's going to be low. 2-1 now the count. Lent just cannot quite get a break on the mound. He's been ahead very rarely in counts. It almost seems like he's only been ahead against leadoff hitter Sam Weller. Weller struck out twice. Two-one pitch from Lent. That one's in there for strike 2. Nice pitch there on the outside half of the plate. 2-2. Count now evened up. chance to get out of this one. Lent trying to escape another bases loaded jam. 2-2 pitch to Lutheran. That one's skied towards the first baseman. Calling off Eberly is Petrie, and he will make the catch for the third out of the top of the second inning. We'll go to the bottom of 2, and a couple of runs were scored by the Merchants. The Athletics have some work to do as we go to the bottom of the second inning. We're back for the bottom of the second inning here in Clarinda. We thank you for joining us here on the live stream. 66 folks in here. We love to see the numbers go up. My name is Seth Morey, taking you through this one and taking you through all the home games this summer. So the leadoff hitter is Cole Baumgart for the A's after they went down 1-2-3 in the first to start this one. First pitch from the pitcher, Aiden Shrunk, is a strike in there. Baumgart, familiar name for anybody from Clarinda, as that one is a big swing and a miss there by Baumgart, the shortstop today. He'll be the shortstop pretty much the entire season, as he's now down 0-2. It was a nice inning there from Shrunk to start out the ball game. We'll try to look for another clean inning here, as he now has a 2-run cushion. 0-2 the count against Baumgart. Pitch from Shrunk. That one's inside, and it gets Baumgart square in the back. That is a bad pitch to throw in an 0-2 count, especially whenever you don't want to hit a hitter, whenever you got him 0-2 dead to rights to a strikeout. So now it'll be the left fielder, Oscar Uhas. Face off against Shrunk. This is his first bat, as he will stake strike one. Baumgart on first after they hit my pitch. So the A's have their first base runner of the evening. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch from Shrunk. That one's high and outside to Uhas. Now 1-1's the count. Uhas trying to advance the runner at first, and Baumgart, as that one's going to be fouled straight back towards the netting. That will advance the count to 1-2. John Petrie on deck, the first baseman tonight for the A's. He's looking for his first at-bat against Shrunk, trying to measure up the starter. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one swung on, grounded right back up the middle. The shortstop going to bobble and lose it. So that will be a hit right up the middle as Austin Gabrielson could not handle that ball up the middle. Just a little bit too hot to handle. And a nice chunk of hitting by Uhas. Now runners on first and second for the Athletics.
Number 31, John Petrie.
So now Petrie. It's a big moment here for the Athletics. They now have runners on first and second and nobody down here in the bottom of the second. Shrunk readies and fires towards the plate. That one's high. Ball one. So 1-0 now to start for Shrunk against Petrie. That pitch is smashed towards the left side. It's going to go down the left field line. This is going to be more than just a single, as the runner from second will come home to score. And Baumgart has just scored the first run of the game for the A's on an RBI double down the left field line from John Petrie. Great piece of hitting from Petrie, just outside the reach of Carter Storty at third. He gave it all he had to try to catch that one before it went down the left field line, but that ball was smashed and perfectly placed down the line for a double. So some clutch hitting there from Petrie makes it a 2-1 game. And now a big opportunity for the 7-hole hitter and catcher tonight, Gavin Harrington. His first pitch he sees, he swings up out of his shoes and let go of the bat with his left hand. Good thing he didn't let go with both hands, otherwise that bat would have been on top of the home dugout. So 0-1 the count against Harrington. You don't have to hit a 3-run shot. Just a base hit up the middle would be ideal. Runner on third is Uhas. Runner at second is Petrie. All three batters have gotten on base to start the inning, as that pitch is going to be called just outside. That one was pretty close. The Merchant fans not exactly pleased with that. They brought their cowbells with them from Carroll. It's a solid 2-hour drive north here in Iowa. Count now evened up at 1-1. Here's the pitch from Shrunk. That one, another big swing and a miss from Harrington. He's trying to do a lot here at the plate. I'll tell you what, though, if he connects with that swing, it's going to end up in the softball field. So 1-2 the count. Couple of runners in scoring position for the A's, threatening to take the lead. Pitch from Shrunk. That one's in there for strike three looking. That was an excellent pitch, low and inside to Harrington, and he strikes out just watching it. Not a lot he could do with that pitch anyways. So now Andy Gill will stand in. He's had some clutch hitting so far for the Athletics, especially on opening night. He drove in a couple in the 6-0 win over the Knights. Favorable matchup, left-handed batter against right-handed pitcher. Here's the first pitch from Shrunk. That one's grounded towards the second baseman. He will snag it and throw to first in time. Nice play by Wilmer Martinez on the right side, but there's nothing he could do about the run scoring from third to tie the game. So the ground out results in a run. That's exactly what Andy Gill needed to do. I'm sure he wanted a base hit, but he still drove in the run, put the ball in play. That's the name of the game. It's exactly what he did there. So now it's time for the 9-hole hitter and second baseman Cooper Eberle. He's got Petrie at third now with 2 down. That pitch is going to be low for ball one. So 1-0 count in favor of Eberle at the plate. This is his first at-bat, first time seeing Shrunk this evening. That pitch is a big swing and a miss, 1-1 out of the count. These are some of the biggest swings I've seen out of these guys so far this season. Obviously, this is just our second home game. And now 1-1, the count evened up. Here's the pitch from Shrunk. That one's low and outside, and it's going to be swung on and fouled off for strike two. Kind of can't believe that Eberle was able to get his bat out that far and make contact with that. But he did it. Would have been more beneficial in a 2-strike count to keep himself alive, but that swing and a foul makes it a 2-strike count. So 1-2. Shrunk, kicks, fires. That one's just outside. 2-2 now the count. Mink League Baseball here tonight in Clarinda. Merchants and Athletics. A's trying to score and take the lead here in the bottom of the second. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one swung on and fouled straight back by Eberle. Good job staying alive. We'll do the 2-2 once again. Eberle has Petrie at third, who doubled down the left field line to score the game's first run. And he would be the leading runner if he can get home. That pitch is going to be just low for ball 3. 3-2, count full. Again, we thank you for joining the live stream, watching some Clarinda A baseball, hopefully from the comfort of inside and air-conditioned areas. 3-2, count full. Here's the pitch to Eberle. That one's going to be outside for ball 4. Merchant fans are not happy, but I really don't see any reason why that would be a strike. And the 9-hole hitter is walked, so now runners on the corners with 2 down. Bring up the leadoff hitter, Andrew Young. Big opportunity for him. Favorable matchup. Lefty at the plate, righty on the mound. First pitch from Shrunk. That one swung on a miss. Big swing by Young for strike 1. Young just needs to poke one through the right side of the infield. Big gap over there with the first baseman, Lutheran, holding Eberle at first. And a huge gap right up the middle in line with second base. Here's the pitch from Shrunk. That one's inside, but catches a piece of the top left corner of the strike zone for strike 2. So 0-2 the count. Young trying to make something happen here. Shrunk checks on Eberle at first. At third, it's Petrie. 0-2 pitch is low and in the dirt. It's a great job behind the plate by Evan Martinez to not let that one go between his legs into the backstop. It is a very, very deep backstop here in Clarinda. If you lose one behind you, you might as well just kiss it goodbye. So 1-2 now the count against Young. He's got runners on the corners and 2 down here in the bottom of the second. That pitch is high and outside for ball 2. Count now evened up. Good job by Young to not be too swing happy in an 0-2 count. So now he's worked the count back even. Already 2 across for the A's in this inning. Can they make it 3? 2-2 pitch from Shrunk is going to be high. Now 3-2. So Young was down 0-2 in this count. Now Shrunk has lost him to a full count now. Big pitch coming up here, and we're just in the bottom of the second. Shrunk comes set. Kicks and fires. That one swung on and lined down the right field line, foul. Eberle will be running on every pitch. That is 3-2 here to Young. So really with a little base hit maybe getting into the gap, you could score the runner from first even. 3-2 pitch from Shrunk. That one's outside and swung on and missed by Young. High outside heat. Got Young to take it, and he swings and misses, but 2 runs come across to score for the Athletics with help from a John Petrie double down the left field line. In the bottom of the second, we have a tie game heading to the 3rd inning. Don't go anywhere. here in Clarinda as we ready for the top of the third inning. It'll be Carter Storty, the third baseman, to lead it off for the Merchants. Tie game here, 2-2 our score. Couple of runs for both teams in the second inning. As that first pitch from Lent is high and inside for ball one. Lent trying to get a 1-2-3 inning going here. He needs a short inning here. That one's low and outside. It will get past the catcher, Harrington, and go to the backstop. John Lent, the pitcher today out of Iowa Western Community College. He's a freshman there. His 2-0 pitch is in there for strike one. 2-1 now the count. That kicks in, fires. That one's high and inside. Once again, that one's a lot more inside than the last. 3-1. Outfield playing straight up. Big gap there in the center of the field, though, so if Storty can go right back up the middle, it'd be trouble. That pitch is going to be just low and outside. It's another walk for John Lent. Lent was pretty sharp in the home opener against the KC Knights. He came in relief in that game. Tonight it's been just a little bit of a struggle for him on the mound. So now Austin Anderson, the designated hitter. It's his turn. As that pitch going to be smashed towards the left side of the infield, it'll get through to the outfield for a base hit. Great contact there by the designated hitter, Austin Anderson, as now it'll be runners on first and second with nobody down. Athletics are now in a tough spot pitching-wise. So now Austin Gabrielson. It's his turn as he's going to square to bunt. He'll lay one down towards the left side. Lent gets over, bobbles it, and he's not going to have a play to first. Bases loaded, nobody out for the Merchants. Trouble here. As the A's do have some movement there in the bullpen. Can't quite catch a number from that far away. I didn't bring my telescope with me. But the bases are loaded nonetheless for the Merchants. And now it'll be the second baseman, Wilmer Martinez, with a chance to drive in home. That one's going to be a strike on the outside half. 0-1 now against Wilmer Martinez. That pitch from Lent is going to be grounded towards Bumgard at short. He'll go to second, back towards first, and they're not going to have the double play as the throw from second, Eberly, to Petrie was just too high, and his foot had to come up off the bag to make the catch. So one out at second at the very least. It'll be scored a fielder's choice, and that will bring in a run. So 3-2 now our score. The Merchants pick up one here in the top of the third. That pitch from Lent is swung on and skied towards right field. Knight is not going to be able to get to it. It drops in there just inside the right field line. And that was a nice hit from the catcher, Evan Martinez, as he will drive in another. Here now another pair of runs already in the top of the third inning, and there's just one down. It's a great piece of hitting there from Evan Martinez. Just kind of sliced it and blooped it. Kind of like a golf swing, like he's chipping a club towards right field. Just dropped in perfect. So now it'll be Sam Weller. He struck out twice, the only 2 strikeouts of the game for the Merchants. His first pitch that he sees is just outside. Harrington tried to frame that one in the zone. He's not going to get the call, and 1-0 now the count. Runners on first and second for Carroll. They've already scored 2 this inning. That pitch from Lynn is swung on and missed. They're low and inside to Weller, the leadoff hitter. Seems like that low and inside pitch is kind of the bane of his at-bats. He's been unable to come in contact with that pitch. I'd just throw it again if I were Lent. He kicks and fires. That one was low and inside, but far too inside to get an offer at it from Weller. And now 2-1. Runners at first and second. It was bases loaded, nobody out. Then after a ground out and a single to right, 2 runs have come across as that swing and a miss brings our count to 2-2. So, danger of striking out for the 3rd time is Weller, the leadoff hitter. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Lent. That one is just inside for ball 3. Boy, that one was close. And 3-2, the count will be full. Count full. Runners on first and second, just 1 down. Here's the pitch from Lent. That one swung on and fouled off the handle of the bat. Straight back into the netting, and we will do the 3-2 once again. Full count pitch from Lent. That one swung on and missed. It's another strikeout. Call it 3. 1 away from the Golden Sombrero already here in the 3rd inning for Weller.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 3, Martin Smith.
So now 2 down as Martin Smith will stand in. He's given Lent some trouble already in a base knock to start the game in the 1st. Already 5 hits for the Merchants in this one. And they've scored 4 runs off of it, so good efficiency. That one's going to be grounded towards Bumgard at second. He'll go the short way to Eberle to the bag for the 3rd out of the inning as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Clarinda once again down by 2, 4-2 our score. Back in just a moment. Back here in Clarinda, it's a 4-2 game. A's once again down by 2. This is the same situation that they faced in the bottom of the 2nd. Now in the bottom of the 3rd, they've got another 2-run deficit, and leading off, it'll be Cooper Knight.
Right fielder, number 12, Cooper Knight.
Cooper Knight, the what was supposed to be infielder from Angelo State, Texas. He's in his sophomore year. He's testing his waters in the outfield this season here in Clarinda. Trying to be a little bit more versatile in that aspect, as that one's fouled straight back into the netting for strike one. Cooper Knight, the two-hole hitter, batting from the left side. Trying to get the A's started off here in the bottom of the third inning. 0-1 pitch. That one's just outside for ball one. Aiden Trunk, this is his third inning of action on the mound. He had a little bit of trouble there back in the bottom of the second. Allowed a couple of hits to the A's and a couple of runs scored. He'll look for a quick inning here as he fires the 1-1 tonight. That one's high and inside for ball two. Two, one the count. Trunk takes a deep breath and he'll fire. That one's low and in the dirt for ball three. So 3-1, a good chance for the A's. Get the first runner of the inning on base. Start the third. It's exactly how they started the bottom of the second inning. It was Cole Bumgart that took one on the back on the hit by pitch to reach first, and he would eventually come around to score the game's first run. So anyway, Cooper Knight would get on. I'm sure Coach Eberly would be very happy. 3-1 pitch. That one is in there. Strike two. They're on the low inside corner tonight. So count now full. This has been a great at-bat by Cooper Knight. At least getting the starter Aiden Trunk to work here in the third inning. 3-2 pitch. That one swung on and fouled off towards the left side. So 3-2, we'll do it again. Count full. Pitch from Trunk. That one swung on and fouled down the right field line. Good job by Knight in this at-bat. Making the Merchant starting pitcher Aiden Trunk work hard. If you ever hear a lot of silence after a foul ball towards the left side, I decided to park close to the field here on Ozzie Smith Drive, and I'm just a little bit worried as that pitch is low, and it will walk Knight to start the bottom of the third inning.
Now batting for the A's, your designated hitter, number 23, Sean Bazemore.
So now it'll be Bazemore, the designated hitter, to stand in. Good chance for him to get on base here and try to get another run in. That pitch is low for ball one. Merchants scored two in the top of the second. A's would answer with a couple more to tie the game in the bottom of two. And then in the top of three, the Merchants put up another two spot. The A's trying to match or go past that spot here. That one's high for ball two, 2-0 to Bazemore. This is Bazemore's third season here in Clarinda. Plays for Sam Houston State down there in Texas, as we will have time. And it looks like we might have a pitching change. I don't believe so, though. I think this will just be a conversation on the mound with Aiden Trunk. Bazemore's been one of the staples of Clarinda baseball here for the past couple of years. A couple of years ago, he won Mink League Player of the Year with the A's. Clarinda's been very successful these past couple of years. They're just trying to get to that championship series once again and try and win it all. Speaking of that, the Mustangs are coming into town this Sunday. That game is scheduled for 7 o'clock against St. Joseph here in Clarinda. That'll be a big game, a fun one for folks to come out and watch and enjoy. Nice rivalry matchup. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one a big swing and fouled straight back by Bazemore. So 2-1 now the count to Bazemore. He's got a runner on first and Knight. 4-2, Athletics down by a couple. 2-1 pitch from Shrunk. That one is in there for strike two. That one's at the top part of the zone, just barely clipped it for strike two. So 2-2 count even. Runner at first and Knight. Nobody down here in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch from Shrunk. That one swung on, grounded back up the middle. Nice job by Knight to take the bag at second. As it's just one out, it would have been a possible double play and 2 outs, but it's just a simple ground out towards the second baseman, Wilmer Martinez. And Bazemore is thrown out at first. So now it'll be Cole Bumgart to stand in from the right side of the plate. He's got a runner in scoring position and Knight at second. Now 1 down. Here in the bottom of 3. Here's the pitch from Shrunk. That one swung on and fouled off towards the right side. Kids are out tonight with their gloves, ready for a foul ball. Here at Municipal Stadium, if you are able to get a foul ball, you can turn it into the concession stand for any item. Which is one of the better deals for a foul ball than I've ever heard. As that one is in there for strike two. 0-2 quickly against Bumgart. I remember whenever I was a kid, you would get a piece of bubble gum if you brought in a foul ball. Now these kids are a lot more luckier, a little bit more spoiled than I was. 0-2 pitch is low and inside, ball 1. So now 1-2 against the batter Bumgart. He's got a runner in second and Knight. Knight's got some speed to him. Base hit would score him. Pitch from Shrunk. That one's going to be outside. Knight trying to take third, and he does so successfully. It's a stolen base for Cooper Knight. Now a base hit will definitely score him. Just mentioned his speed, and he proved me right there. 2-2 now the count. You got to love it whenever something goes your way if you're the announcer. A lot of times we jinx things we don't mean to. 2-2 pitch. That one's going to be swung on and chopped towards the shortstop. He'll fire towards first. Gabrielson is able to scoop up that chopper to first and make the play for the second out of the inning. But the run from third in Knight scores 4-3 now here in Clarinda.
Your left fielder, number 5, Oscar Uyas.
So now Oscar Uhas will stand in with 2 down and nobody on the bags. Right now would be a great time for him just to swing as hard as he can and see how far he can hit it out towards right. That one's high and outside. Ball 1. Very, very clutch stolen base. Cooper Knight was at second. He stole third, and then that chopper to short by Bumgart was able to score Knight from third. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one swung on and ground towards the right side. For ball 1. Or excuse me, for strike 1. 1-1 count now evened up. Batting set is Shrunk and a 1-1 count. Pitch to Oscar Uhas. That one's inside. Ball 2. Thank you for joining the stream here tonight. Things are finally cooling down. The humidity won't stop, though. Sun going away. Lights turned on here at Eberly Field. 2-1 the count. Shrunk will fire. That one's just on the outside part of the plate. 3-1. These are the tough at-bats as a pitcher. You know that you have nobody on. You've already let up a run, and there's 2 down, so you feel like, oh, this is easy. Just got to get this next batter out, and I'm out of it. Nobody on the bases, but sometimes you can get in your own head about it, and that's where Shrunk is right now. 3-1 pitch. That one's going to be in the dirt, and he loses Uhas. So great patience by Oscar Uhas. And that will bring in the first baseman, John Petrie. Petrie was up for the first time in the second inning, and he doubled in a run down the left field line. So he will take his second chance of cuts against Shrunk. That first pitch is going to be swung on and grounded up the middle. It's going to be a base hit. A great job by Petrie. And he is just a triple and a homer shy of the cycle. We'll get it out of the way immediately. So a base hit from Petrie. Has runners at first and second with 2 down now. And the Athletics threatening a little 2-out rally. Now Gavin Harrington, he's behind the plate tonight. He struck out in his first appearance, but man, he was swinging out of his shoes. He does that again and connects. It could be a big hit for the Athletics. This is his second at-bat against Shrunk. First pitch is going to be high for ball 1. Harrington has a lot of momentum in his swing and approach at the plate. He always kind of leans back like he's locked and loaded. Was moving that bat up and down. He's ready at a moment's notice. 1-0 pitch from Shrunk. That one is in there for strike 1 there at the top half of the zone. So 1-1 count now evened up. Carroll trying to remain in the lead. Tying run is at second. We're in the bottom of 3. 4-3 our score. 2 down for Harrington. Here's the pitch from Shrunk. That one's low and in the dirt. 2-1 now the count. Now 3 hits on the night for the Athletics. 2 of them by Petrie, who stands at first. Had an RBI double and a single. Good opportunity here for Harrington. 2-1 pitch. That one's in there for strike 2 there. The bottom inside corner of the plate. So 2-2, count evened up. We've got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Athletics trying to tie the game. The tying run stands at second. That is Uhas. Pitch to Harrington. That one's going to be outside. 3-2. Catcher behind the plate for the Merchants, Evan Martinez. He tried to frame that one. A little bit too far outside. Home plate umpire noticed the movement of the glove and calls ball 3. Count now full. Big pitch here from Shrunk. 3-2 fired. That one swung on and missed in the dirt by Harrington. So the Athletics scratch 1 across. It was Cooper Knight coming home on a ground out. As now our score 4-3 in favor of the Carroll Merchants. Athletics trying to hold on here as they go to the top of the 4th. all set for the top of the fourth inning here in Clarinda. A new pitcher on the mound in relief of John Lent. It's Jack Oler, as he will stand on the mound. And he's going to have to face his first batter, the three-hole hitter, Drew Owen. Drew's playing center field tonight for the Merchants. As Oler gets his first chance to pitch here in front of a home crowd, as that one is ball one outside. Jack Oler from Northwest Missouri State. Was a freshman last season, didn't get a lot of playing time. As he will fire strike one in there, now 1-1 the count. 1-1 count now evened up. Pitch from Oler, that one swung on and sliced towards the left side and near the batting cages. As now quickly behind 1 and 2 is Drew Owen. Lefty-lefty matchup here for the Merchants. That pitch from Oler is going to be sliced towards the left side. It'll be a base hit into left field. Nice piece of hitting by Drew Owen. That was an outside pitch from Oler that he was able to hit off the end of the bat and take it the other way.
Now batting for the Merchants, the first baseman, number 24, Jack Lutheran.
Kept his hands back, waited on that one, and hit it while it was deep into the zone. Now the first baseman, Jack Lutheran, get his first look at the reliever Oler, and he will pop one straight up. The third baseman, Andy Gill, will call everybody off, and he makes a little bit of a heart-pounding catch for the first out of the fourth inning.
Now for Carroll, the third baseman, number 9, Carter Sorty.
I don't always how you draw it up, but one way to do it. Now third baseman Carter Storty will take a look at the relief pitcher, Oler. That pitch is going to be low and in the dirt. Harrington can't find it. It was right underneath him. And the runner from first will advance to second in Owen. Owen at second. 1-0 the count. That pitch is sliced towards the first baseman, Petrie, and he makes a nice catch. That one was lined right at him. Carter Storty, just nothing you can do about that. Sometimes you hit the baseball square on the bat and drive it hard somewhere, and it just ends up right in the glove of a fielder. That's exactly what happened, as that one was lined right at Petrie. So now 2 down. And that will bring in the 6-hole hitter, the designated hitter, Austin Anderson. Jack Oler in relief. He's got 2 down here in the fourth, as that one's going to be swung on and flared towards center under it. And making the grab is Andrew Young for the final out of the inning. That's the smoothest inning defensively that the Clarinda A's have had so far in this one. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth inning whenever we come back. A's down 4-3. New pitcher on the mound for the Merchants to start the bottom of the fourth inning. Both teams in this one opting for a relief pitcher here in the fourth. A couple of starters working hard in Shrunk and Lent for the A's and the Merchants. On the mound now, it's Jackson Hartzell for the Merchants as he will get his first opportunity to pitch against the Athletics here in the bottom of the fourth.
Now batting for the A's, your third baseman, number 15, Andy Gill.
So Gill will stand in from the left side of the plate to face the new righty out of the mound, Hartzell. His first pitch is in there for strike one on the inside part of the plate. Nice pitch there to start it off for Jackson Hartzell. It's exactly what you want to do. Whenever you're relief pitching, you want to start off your outing with a strike. Exactly what he does, and now he's going to get another one as that one swung on and tipped into the catcher's glove for strike two. 0-2 now our count. Carroll, 6 hits, 1 error in this one. The A's have 3 hits and 3 runs on 3 hits, which is pretty good efficiency as that one's going to be chopped towards the third baseman. He makes a rocket throw to first for the out. Carter Storty with a nice play there from the third base position to gun down Andy Gill.
Now batting, your second baseman, number 18, Cooper Everly.
So now Eberly will get his chance against the new relief pitcher Hartzell as he stands in with 1 down here in the bottom of 4. Athletics down by 1 here against the Merchants. It's not unfamiliar territory as Athletics were down by 1 in the top of the 9th, and the game played in Carroll just earlier this year, just a week ago, as that one swung on and missed. The Athletics were able to come away with a win in that one there in the top of the 9th. Some clutch hitting and knocking in some runs to win that one, as that one's another big swing and a miss there from Eberly. Sees quickly down 1-2. One down here in the bottom of 4. Eberly trying to start something for the A's. That one's going to be swung on and fouled off towards the right side. We're live here in Clarinda as the sun's beginning to set. Nice sunset with the big clouds in the distance. We hope that they stay there and hold off the rain so we can finish this one. As that one a little half swing, they'll say he didn't go on the appeal down to first, and it'll be ball 2. There is some rain in the forecast. Rain kind of parting the Red Sea here for this game to be played tonight. That one is low, 3-2. Count now filled up against Eberly. We'll see if he gets a pitch to hit here from Hartzell. 3-2 pitch. That one's on the outside half for strike 3. Nice pitch there from Jackson Hartzell. Strikes out Cooper Eberly for the second out of the bottom of the 4th inning. So now enter Andrew Young, the center fielder, leadoff hitter for the Athletics. Andrew going to try to make something happen here. Maybe a little 2-out rally for the A's. But it's been a great outing so far for Hartzell, as that's going to be a great bunt. Hartzell's not going to have a play. And Andrew Young with a bunt single with 2 down here in the 4th. So now it'll be Cooper Knight. He scored back in the 3rd inning for Clarinda. He was able to walk. He then sort of stole second. It was a ground ball that he stole on and was able to get out of the double play, and then he stole third and then scored on a ground out. That one is just low for ball 1. Athletics just down by 1 here. Still only the fourth inning. A young game here in Clarinda. That one's too far inside. 2-0 now the count. Merchants are out hitting the Athletics 6-4 in this one. A's are trying to turn that around here. Knight at the plate. He's in a 2-0 count. He's got the leadoff hitter in Young at first. That one's going to be too far inside. Catch a piece of Knight, and he's going to go towards first base. He seems all right.
Now batting for the A's, your designated hitter, number 23.
So now to be Bazemore. This is not the guy that you want to face if you're on the mound and if you're Jackson Hartzell. This is not who you want to see at the dish with runners on first and second and 2 down. This is the second inning in a row that there's been some 2-out noise for the Athletics. Talk about that more after this pitch. The first pitch to Bazemore. That one, big swing and a miss from Sean, who was trying to untie this game. Or excuse me, take the lead in this one. So back in the bottom of the second, it was Cooper Knight scoring on a ground out to the shortstop. After that, there were 2 down, and then runners were able to reach to first and second and make some noise with 2 outs. They're doing that again here in the fourth as that pitch is just high. 1-1 now the count to Bazemore. Bazemore's got a lot of thunder in that bat. And he could make it rain here. 1-1 pitch from Hartzell. That one's going to be in there for strike 2. That one looked like it might have been outside. Good job by the home plate umpire to signal that one quickly for strike 2. And the runners move up to second and third. So now the pressure just mounts here in the bottom of the fourth for the Athletics and against the Merchants as well. A couple runners on, a base hit could take the lead. 1-2. Here's the pitch from Hartzell. That one a little half swing. They're going to see if he went, and they will say that he did. So that is going to be a strikeout, and that will end the inning. No runs will score, and we will go to the top of the fifth, 4-3. We'll be back here in just a moment in Clarinda for fifth inning action here on YouTube. Ready for the top of the fifth inning on a warm and humid night here in Clarinda. Sun is setting. Beautiful backdrop of the clouds as we ready for more Mink League baseball. So now the shortstop, Austin Gabrielson, batting in the 7 hole, will lead off the fifth inning for the Merchants. He sees his first pitch high and outside from Jack Oler for ball 1. Once again, Seth Morey here with you tonight, taking you through the second home game of the A's young season, as that one's going to be lined. It's a base hit towards left, and the leadoff hitter reaches once again. A lot of base hits towards that left side tonight. We saw an RBI double from John Petrie in the Athletics in the second inning, and then base hits to that side. Now Gabrielson adds his name to that list, along with Martin Smith, as that one's going to be fouled back onto the mask of Gavin Harrington. He'll take just a second, but he's all right. He's tough. Now 1-1 will be the count. Wilmer Martinez trying to advance the runner at first in Gabrielson. There's the pitch. That one's lined towards the right side. It'll dribble foul. Petrie gave it his best effort, diving towards his left side. Didn't need to, though, as it trickled foul. 1-2 the count for Wilmer Martinez. On deck behind him is the catcher, Evan Martinez. Correction, 0-2 is the count, as that one's fouled off towards the right side. Staying alive is Martinez, and the kids are going to climb the fence and get that one. Secure their nachos. As the count's still 0-2. Pitch from Oler. That one's going to be grounded towards the first side. Petrie misplays the ball, and there's going to be no outs. Petrie was looking towards second to try to fire over to the shortstop, Bumgart, for a possible double play. He got a little bit ahead of himself and watched the bag before he watched the ball all the way in. And that should be scored as an error. And Martinez will reach first safely. So first and second for the Merchants. It's the first error committed of the game by the Athletics. Just one by the Merchants thus far, so single error for both teams, as that one's going to be bunted by Martinez. Right back up the middle. Nice play by Oler, but he misses the first baseman. It's going to go into right field, and Knight will scoop it up. A run will not score, though, as I do not think that the runner at third, and Austin Gabrielson, was ready for that. I'm not sure. He didn't really come home, if he didn't feel confident in his speed or what. That one looked like it was plenty far to have a chance and score there, but luckily for the Athletics, no damage done just yet, but their bases loaded and nobody out. This is the second time Merchants have had this opportunity. So bases loaded, nobody down here in the top of the fifth inning. That one's going to be in there for strike one for the pinch hitter, Hayden Oliver. Not very often that you see a pinch hitter for the leadoff batter, but Sam Weller was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. So now Oliver will have a chance here with the bases loaded. That one's going to be chopped. It's a tough play for Oler. The second baseman, Eberle, comes in. He doesn't even have a play. So score that as a base hit. And an RBI single for Oliver. A lot of interesting things happening here in this inning. A couple of errors by the Athletics and a couple of hits from the Merchants have resulted. And now a 2-run lead, as that one's going to be high and outside from Oler for ball one. This is Martin Smith, the left fielder. He's already hit the ball once, or very hard towards left field for a single back in first. 1-0 is now the count. Smith from the right side of the plate facing Jack Oler, the lefty. That pitch is going to be low and in the dirt, now behind 2-0. So bases juice, nobody out, 2-0 the count against Smith. Your back could not be more against the wall if you're the pitcher in this situation, Oler. That pitch is swung on and missed. Straight gas there on the high outside corner to Martin Smith, and a swing and a miss. So 2-1 now the count. Oler trying to come back and get out of this inning, at least moderately unscathed. 2-1 pitch from Oler, another swing and a miss. That one an off speed there on the high outside part of the plate. That one went from the high part of the plate and bent right down into the zone. So 2-2, count now evened up. Oler comes set. Kicks, fires, swing and a miss. A clutch strikeout from Jack Oler retires Martin Smith by way of the K. So now one down, and you've got the opportunity at a double play here, especially against Drew Owen, the lefty-lefty matchup against the three-hole hitter. Boy, it would sure be something if Oler could get out of this situation with only giving up one run. He's going to need a ground ball up the middle, as that one's going to be in there for strike one. Oler is, as the kids would say, locked in here in the fifth inning. Oh, 1 the count. Here's the pitch to Olsen. That one's going to be lined towards center. It'll be a base hit. Young grabs it in center. He throws in towards second. Just one run will score, but it's an RBI single for the center fielder, Drew Owen. Boy, that was a hard piece of hitting. Once again, wood bats here in the Mink League, and he got every stitch of that baseball right back up the middle. So still one down, bases juiced once again. Our score now 6-3. Here's an opportunity for the first baseman, Lutheran. He's going to chop one towards Baumgart. He's going to try to fire towards second, but he's not going to have a play. And it'll be a base hit that will score another run, 7-3 in favor of Carroll. That'll be the third baseman, Storty. He's got the bases juiced, one down. Very, very unfortunate hits for the A's defensively in this one. That one's going to be in there for strike one from Oler. Haven't been bad pitches from Oler, just a couple of infield singles, a little error here and there. Can really hurt you in an inning like this. Oh, 1 the count against Lutheran. That one's going to be just outside for ball one. 1-1 the count, one down. Here in the top of the fifth, 3 runs have scored for the Merchants. They extend their lead and make it 7-3. Oler trying to get out of here. I would say a double play, but just any outs in this situation would just be beautiful. Pitch from Oler. That one's going to be in there. Strike two. Now the clouds begin to cover here in Clarinda. It's a little orangish looking. So the count's now 1-2. Oler trying to get out of it. 1-2 pitch to Lutheran. That one's going to be low. Ball 2. 2-2 now. Count evened up. Bases are juiced. Here's the pitch from Oler. That one's going to be low and in the dirt. Good job by Harrington behind the plate to block that one. Now we got a full count. This pitch is going to have to be here. I wouldn't be shocked if Lutheran tries to give it a ride. Or excuse me, Storty. 3-2 pitch. That one's high and outside, and Oler will walk in a run. 8-3 is the score here in Clarinda. These games can get out of control fast. That's exactly what has happened to the Athletics here. So now the designated hitter, Austin Anderson, will stand in. 8-3 our score. It's a 5-run lead now for the Merchants. Austin Anderson trying to drive in a couple more runs. Merchants want all the insurance that they can get after the comeback win in Carroll last week by the Athletics. 0-0 pitch, swung on and missed. That one's a little off-speed slider there on the outside part of the zone. Swung on and missed by Anderson. .85 degrees and humid here in Clarinda. I'm sure all the players are working up a good sweat. You know that this defense of the Athletics wants to get off the field. 0-1 the count. The pitch is swung on and fouled straight backward for strike 2. 0-2 the count. Oler ahead of Anderson. Bases loaded, just one down. That pitch is low and inside, blocked by Harrington. 1-2 now. The outs have been hard to come by here in the top of the 5th for the Athletics. Kind of felt like this entire game the Merchants offense was going to explode at some point. This is exactly the moment A's fans have been dreading. That pitch is high and outside for ball 2. 4 runs here in the 5th. In the 2nd and the 3rd, Carroll was able to score 2 runs in each of those innings. So they have now matched their total that they entered the inning with. Now 8-3. Just one down here. Oler trying to get the strikeout. That one is going to be fouled off back towards the right side. Wind has died down. You can see the flag out there in center. Still slightly blowing out towards the left center. So the orange hue is now taken over the game. 2-2 pitch from Oler. That one's going to be sliced. Foul ball. Little dribbler down the right side. A couple of the big hits in this inning have come on infield singles that have scored a couple of runs. One of them was a chopper that went up over Oler's head there on the mound. And the second baseman, Eberle, was not able to get a play towards first. And then another one was a deep ground ball scooped up by the shortstop Baumgart as he was rolling out towards his right side and had no play. 2-2 pitch from Oler. That one's low, and it's going to get away from the catcher Harrington. He's not going to be able to throw it back to the pitcher. And that will be another run for the Carroll Merchants. as they're now pouring it on 5 runs here in the 5th. So now 9-3 our score. Still a lot of baseball to play after this, though. 5 more innings of work for the bats of the Athletics to try to come back from this. But, of course, they got to get out of the situation first. That one a straight foul back and a 3-2 count by Austin Anderson. Count is full. In risk of loading the bases again is Oler on the mound. Here's the pitch. That one's low and inside, and it is a walk. Some innings just don't seem to end, and this is one of those. No movement that I can see in the bullpen for the A's. I do see a player standing next to the bullpen tossing around a baseball. By tossing around, I don't mean playing catch. I just mean tossing it to himself and then catching it. So there will be a brief meeting between Petrie, the first baseman, and the catcher, Gavin Harrington, on the mound. If you're Oler on the mound, it's tough to try to delete everything that's kind of happened in this inning, but that's really all that you've got left. Don't worry about the runners on the bases. Just throw strikes in there and see what happens. Now he's got the shortstop, Austin Gabrielson, to deal with. That pitch is in there for strike one. Beautiful. It's exactly what Coach Ryan Eberle wants out of him. Just some steady strikes. Oh, 0-1 pitch. That one swung on and hit fouled straight back. That one will fall, and the kids will get another free menu item. It's a great way if you're a parent and you want to come out to the ball field to feed your kid and to get their exercise in for the day. They can chase down foul balls and try to get some free food. 0-2 is our count. Here's the pitch. That one's low. It's going to get away from the catcher Harrington again, and another run will score. Not keeping track of how many pass balls have scored runs, but it's at least 3 or 4 now. So now 1-2 the count after the pass ball. 10-3 is our score. Pitch from Oler. That one's outside and fouled off. This has just been a hitting clinic from the Merchants. And now playing a little bit of catch in the bullpen is a reliever for the A's. One and two the count. Runners at second and third. Pitch from Oler. That one swung on and fouled off towards the right side. We will do it again. Seems like the Merchants have been on everything that Oler has to offer. He had a clean beginning of the 4th inning for the Athletics, and then now he's run into a brick wall of 6 runs let up and just 1 down here in the 5th. As now the Lightning is starting to strike off in the distance, and that one will be chopped foul once again, still 1-2. It's starting to darken here. We know that clouds are moving in and rain is moving towards us. 2 hours into this game, and we're just into the top of the fifth. Might not be able to finish this one. We hope that the rain and lightning holds off, as that one's going to be flied out towards center field. Young was playing shallow. He's got to go back. He will make the catch. Runner tags at third. The throw will go to third, and that run will score, make it 11-3. But I think the bigger deal right now is the Athletics getting the second out of the inning. Just got to roll with the punches. Athletics coming into this game 3-0. 5-3 on the season are the Merchants. The 0-0 pitch is swung on and fouled off towards the right side by the second baseman, Wilmer Martinez, and a nice catch made by a kid out and foul around. So 0-1 now the count against Martinez. Oler just has a runner on second and 2 down. Now 7 runs racked up for the Merchants here in the fifth. That pitch is low and inside. It'll get away from Harrington. Runner will stay in place at second, and 1-1, count now even. There are clouds towards the northeast. That's what you're seeing in the outfield there. Looks a lot more ominous in person than it does on the stream. We'll see how much longer we can play in Clarinda. Pitch from Oler. That one swung on and fouled off towards the right side again. And now 1-2. One and two the count. Oler trying to get out of a nightmare inning. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be low for ball 2, even up the count. Oler will reset himself on the mound and try and get out of this inning. Oler kicks, fires. That one swung on, chopped towards Bumgard at short. He will make the throw to first in time, and a nice scoop there by Petrie at first to get out of the fifth inning. 7 runs scored, and now a total of 11 hits for the Merchants as they lead it handily. 11-3 our score. We will go to the bottom of the fifth inning. We'll be back in just a moment. Back here for the bottom of the fifth after 7 runs score
Now batting for
for
the
the
A's,
Merchants.
your shortstop, number 11, Cole
So Bumgart
Bumgar.
will lead off this inning. So Cole Bumgart will get a chance. 10 hits, 11 runs for the Merchants. 1 error thus far. The 2 errors that the Athletics have committed were both in the top of that 5th inning where they let up 7. That pitch is going to be in there for strike 1 from Jackson Hartzell. So this game has turned very quickly. That pitch is going to be swung on and fouled off towards the left side. 0-2 now. Really cool to see the lightning way off in the distance. We hope that it stays off in the distance. Although I feel like it's gotten closer during the course of this one. Really cool backdrop for some photos, though. That pitch is high heat and swung on and missed. You know that Bumgart did not like swinging at that one. That'll be out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Now batting your left fielder, number 5, Oscar Uhas.
Now Uhas will get a chance. Athletics can't try to do too much here in this situation. Down by 8. Got to just try to piece some things together and see what happens, as that one's going to be high and outside. That pitch from Hartzell. Jackson Hartzell here in his 2nd inning of work. He's in relief of Aiden Shrunk. Shrunk led up 3. That one is on the inside half. I'll call it a strike. 1-1. I would guess if those clouds out in center keep moving the way that they are, this one's going to have to end. As that pitch from Hartzell is skied high towards left field, that one will be caught there in the foul territory on the third base side for the out. Not often that you see the pitcher going off the mound and going the distance to make the catch on the pop-up, but Hartzell does it there, and now it'll be Petrie. Petrie has doubled and singled. He has 1 RBI today. He's 2 for 2 at the plate. That first pitch is swung on and grounded foul towards the third base side. So the Athletics trying to piece something together here. Just the bottom of the 5th inning. And a big, big lead for the Merchants. Here's the pitch from Hartzell. That one's low and outside for ball 1. Petrie trying to make it 3 for 3 on the night. He's had the prolific bat for the Athletics in this one. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Hartzell. That one is going to be called a strike. 1-2 now the count. We thank the home plate umpire for being here, volunteering his own time to come out and umpire this game, as that one will be flied out towards right field, and the catch will be made by the right fielder, Oliver. So we will go to the top of the 6th. It's the A's down to the Merchants, 11-3. And back here in Clarinda, just giving you guys a quick update. Everybody watching, we appreciate that. We are currently in a weather delay. There's lightning off on the outside of center field. I'm sure you can see it popping up on your screen right now if you look towards center and up into the sky. Some lightning strikes are happening, and currently having a conversation between the coaches and the umpires. See if they will call this game. I would assume that they would call this game, but you know what assuming does, so we will just wait and see. For further announcements, I will come back on and update you guys whenever I know what's going on. But we'll be back here in a moment. We'll see with possibly more A's baseball, but the way it's looking, it's not looking too sharp. We'll be back here in just a moment. Back here in Clarinda, we apologize for the long wait, but that will be the end of the game. After a long wait, we waited until 9:30 to see if anything would change, but obviously the storms in the distance are just getting closer. So, we advise that you stay inside unless if you like being rained on. We will close this one out. Final score, Merchants 11, Athletics 3. The Athletics will drop down to 3-1 on the season. Merchants will improve to 6-3 on the year. Mustangs will be back in action this Sunday at 7 o'clock against the St. Joseph Mustangs. That will be here in Clarinda. I will be here with you for that one, as the A's will look to win another Mink League matchup there against the Mustangs. They will go into that game 3-1. Well, tomorrow in Nevada. The A's will travel down to Nevada and play a game there. I'm not sure if Nevada will be streaming that one. I would imagine that they would on some sort of device anyways. So that's whenever you can catch the A's next in action. Tomorrow at Nevada. But at home, it will be against the Mustangs this Sunday. I will be here to take you through that, but it's all from Clarinda tonight. Final score, Merchants 11, Athletics 3 after 5. The rain delay has ended this one. We will see you on Sunday. Seth Morey signing off for now.